It's the final episode. Oh my goodness, so much happened from secrets related to Victor's death being exposed to the surprise at the end of the episode that was so sweet. I also went into this episode thinking at least one character would die. I was waiting for it to happen, and to no surprise, another character actually did end up dying. Hey y'all, it's Kiara, and let's talk episode 8 of Shine the series. We open with devastation from the two deaths in the previous episode. Two of Victor's friends are rethinking everything while another one hangs his head until he reveals he knew that the government was going to attack. We find out that he listened to Tanwa and Victor's conversation and then kind of insensibly said Victor's sacrifice is necessary. His friends thankfully call him out because what the actual hell? You can't be saying that and then thinking you're not the same as the same people you're protesting against. Literally, shame on you. The newspaper then may align with the government on using Victor's death to paint a picture that says it was a communist attack and hide the fact that the government was behind everything. Naran says he knows what actually happened and they should publish the truth, but he's brushed off. And then the colonel goes on national freaking TV and exposes everything. Now the public is aware of the truth, and obviously that will come with implications. So his wife is quick to ask her family to help him, and they refuse, while at the same time, his boss is planning to pin everything on him. He even destroys the tape where the colonel tells him not to hurt the students. We move on, and guys, Mrs. Colonel is so dedicated to her man. Like, I don't understand why, because he doesn't treat her right. But she asks Moira for help, and a video of the Colonel's conversation with his boss is released, which has the public aware of how Victor actually died. His boss's higher ups abandon him, and the boss asks his juniors to expose the affair and Vera's love for the colonel's wife, but in respect to their late comrade, they literally burned everything, literally, period. Going back to Victor's family, Tiva visits them asking for forgiveness for the loss of their son. Victor's parents are really sweet. They say it really isn't his fault and even comfort him. Like, that was such a beautiful scene. Back to the colonel and his drama that is never ending, and probably what made the bulk of this entire show. Like, the man wants to divorce his wife and run away with Naran, but it comes out that this woman knew about the affair the whole time. Mind you, this conversation is happening in front of Trin, so he's learning things for the first time. She tells the colonel that she's the one who prevented him from the implications of his last scandalous relationship with a man, and that he should send Naran away before he too is dead. Trin learning this for the first time, it's so funny because he also learns that his uncle is not only gay, but is having an affair, and the letters exchanged between him and Naran in the newspaper was actually his uncle. Him finding out, it really was so funny, but he sympathized with his uncle and helped deliver the news to Naran, who thankfully left without a hitch. In the world of Trin and Tanwa, Trin is still mad at Tanwa and decides it's time for him to go back to Paris. Tanwa's hippie friend, who by the way was such a wonderful character throughout the show, let's give him some much needed recognition for how good of a friend he was and how chill he was too. But the friend tries to ask Trin to talk to Tanwa, but Trin says this is something that Tanwa has to do himself, and eventually he's back in Paris. Some time passes, and the colonel spends the rest of his life like crying and in pain. Like, I don't know how many times he cried in this one episode, but his wife really trapped him in that loveless marriage and even got herself pregnant. At the same time, we find out she's going to have a child. We found out that the arrested boss is dead, and this woman is like smiling and happily so. Like, as I told you, I went into this thinking somebody was definitely going to die, and then obviously it happened. Tanwa is now on the same boat as the colonel in terms of feeling sad, maybe depressed. This man is like drinking, smoking, doing drugs. I'm sure trying to smooth out his guilt for Victor's death and his broken heart. This guy was probably going through some serious, serious depression. His friend did try to help him out, even to the point of throwing him into a pool, but it doesn't work, and that's when the friend decides to bring in Tanwa's dad. And guys, bless his dad, because even if in the beginning he wasn't a great father, you could see him trying throughout the show. In this episode in particular, he tried his very best, and he ended up giving him his mother's unfinished novel, and that's when Tanwa decides he wants to finish it. And for the first time, you can see Tanwa and his dad being a good pair of father and son, being there and supporting each other. And I think that was the perfect way to end or begin their relationship. 2 years have now passed. Tanwa is doing so much better and on the road to being an author. Trin receives a letter from one of his old students telling him he's a deputy district chief. Nuke, I think that's how you say her name, the girl that liked Victor, is in America with Victor's parents who recently adopted her, and she is on her way to finishing community college thanks to Trin, who provided financial support. Naran opened a very successful tailor shop. Tiva is working with student protesters, and the colonel is continuing and funding what Trin left behind. Moira then sends Trin Tanwa's book, and we find out that the reason Tanwa almost didn't tell Trin about the protest was because Victor told him not to. Like, what the actual hell? That's crazy. After they drank together in the last episode, he also told Tanwa to take care of Trin. Obviously, Trin is quick to book a flight to Thailand, but eventually is able to meet Tanwa. The two, like, they share such a cute kiss, and it takes me back to the beginning of everything, where they ended the episode with the two of them kissing for the first time. And then it ends with, like, it's 2025 and these two are now a happily married couple. Such a sweet and honestly unexpected ending. Like, I'm glad that at least our main couple got a happy ending. Like, RIP to the Colonel and Naran. They didn't end up together. But that's all, y'all. We're done with the series. I can't believe it. Like, thank you for making it this far with me. Like, what do you think of this episode? Personally, it's been a long 3 months and I'm ready for something new. But please do remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful rest of the day or night. And until next time. Also, don't tell anyone, but here's a sneak peek at my next series.